weather's getting cold.
Oh, shut up. Just get into it.
The internet segment action is just heating up. It's time for America's favorite segment, Free Money!
For your bookie.
Free money.
For your bookie.
My college football picks against the spread. 500 last week. I'm 55, 50, and 3 on the year. We got, It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games spread across 3 days. 3 days. We're getting weird. But we have not. Does Texas State play any weird Fun Belt action this year? Did they have like a Tuesday or a Wednesday game this year?
I think they already had one.
Did they? That's right. I think that's right.
I think it was against Lafayette, I think.
Yeah.
Let me double check. But yeah.
Weird Fun
They
Belt
had their midweek on ESPNU, I think.
In any case, we've got 11 games over 3 days. Let's get to the action, Max. What's our first game?
We were actually doing this?
Oh, it was Georgia Southern, by the way.
Before we start, what's the overall right now, sir?
I said it was 55, 50, and 3.
55, 50 and 3. God, we're so close. We're so close.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I
basically only got 2.5 more weeks.
That's fine.
This
we're
week,
close.
next week. If I have another winning week, you're probably screwed.
I feel like in general this week's kind of a underhand toss too. Like this is like a soft lob. I feel
it's how you.
There's
handle,
a couple.
It's how you handle the big ones.
Right. Yeah, it's how I handle them.
There's some tricky ones. Let's start
with kind of a tricky one.
Kind of a tricky one.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tulane at Houston tonight. The Cougs, 10-point favorites.
So this is, in many respects, strength on strength and weakness on weakness. Because Tulane's defense is actually pretty good, going up against the Houston offense that has been largely very, very, very good. And then the Tulane offense, which cannot do anything, and especially, they basically they're very bad at passing efficiently, which has kind of been the bugaboo for Houston's defense. That is, to me, going up against a Houston defense that's just been pretty average, unfortunately, for them. I think being at home helps in this one on a Thursday night atmosphere. I like Houston in this one. I'm going to take Houston minus 10. What do you think, Ish?
Yeah, it's been a rough 2 weeks for Houston. I feel like they're going to be a little motivated to show that the last 2 weeks haven't been what the standard they set hasn't been up to the standard that they set earlier in the season. I don't want to say bad losses because SMU's on the rise and Temple's a good team this year, but they're definitely feeling some effects from that. So I'll take Houston plus
at home
minus 10.
At home, national TV.
Yeah.
I think they show out. I'm going to go with Houston minus 10. What's next, Max?
Speaking of Thursday games,
hey, remember this game?
FAU at North Texas, the game we've been waiting for since April. The top 2 teams in Coosa, they're going at it, baby. This is the one, right?
Oh, God.
8:30 p.m. tonight, the brawl between the 2 best small college teams in the country.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that sad?
North Texas, your 3.5-point favorite. And that's kind of depressing considering how bad FAU's been.
Yeah, FAU has not been great. FAU enters this at 5-5. And basically what's happened is that the defense has been about the same, but the offense has just kind of returned to be about average, and that's not good for them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I think there's a fair chance that North Texas smokes them. I think there's a decent chance that they come out and blow their doors off. Again, Thursday night in Denton. It's going to be cold. These Florida kids don't know what cold is. Of course, Texas kids do.
Yeah. Also, there's going to be
there's
going to be a little bit of payback factor for last year, getting
a little bit payback.
Embarrassed by this exact same team last year.
I think they've had this circled for a while.
Although we probably erased the circle, they probably have it still circled.
I think North Texas is embarrassed after coughing up the spit in the bit last week against Old Dominion. I think they come out. I think there's a fair chance they blow out FAU. I'm going to go with North Texas minus 3.5.
The one thing that gives me pause is FAU showed up for big games this year.
That's true.
They've beaten Old Dominion.
Yes.
They pummeled FIU, a good FIU team.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I want to. Oh God, because you're almost picking a winner outright too. It's
3.5. It's a home, but I like being at home. I think North Texas.
Yeah, I'll take
be a
North
homer.
Texas
Be a homer.
too.
Be a homer.
Yeah,
be a homer. Yeah. And don't pick Lane Kiffin. What's wrong with you?
Do it.
What's next, Max?
Best.
That game last week was bad.
We need Lane
bad
in
loss to Old
Texas.
Dominion.
That's my opinion. Yeah.
Barf.
Friday night football. Memphis coming to town, take on SMU Ponies on the hilltop.
A fun game.
Mustangs, 8.5-point dogs. If you believe in the Mustangs, I don't know.
Well, and this is the weird thing because I think that actually, this is weird because I think Memphis is a little bit better than their record indicates, and I think SMU is exactly what their record indicates, but they're trending up. Memphis has a big offense and a big rushing offense. This team runs the ball really, really well. Their running back Damonte Coxey has been excellent all year long. And when you look at SMU, their defense has been kind of against the run. That gives me a little bit of pause. Being at home helps,
right? And
I do think that this is a resurgent SMU team that is going to be able to throw the ball. Although Memphis's defense has been, how have they been against the pass? Let me see. Against the pass, they have been one of the worst teams in the country. I have Memphis underlined, and I'm going to switch it. I'm going to go with SMU.
Oh,
the more I think about it,
I was going to take SMU.
I think SMU at home. I was going to take Memphis. I'm going to take SMU now. This is a tough one to call, though.
All right.
It's a tricky one.
Jeez, I'm going to agree with him again because he changes his pick. I was going to take SMU just because they're trending up. I'm ready for this game to be off the rails crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. The key to SMU the past couple weeks has been the running game. When they haven't put the entire thing on Ben Hicks' shoulders and just ask him to throw for over 250, kind of make the play occasionally when they're just not saying, hey, Ben Hicks, do work.
Yeah.
Like, they've been fine. And they've had a really good running game in the past couple of weeks, and that's what's really sparked them, especially against Houston. And then the last win, I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but both games, I believe they had over 200 yards or close, or over 150 yards rushing. Give me that. And Memphis, not the best rushing defense.
Correct.
So I will take that.
All right.
I will take SMU.
We're both taking SMU plus 8.5. What's next, Max?
Let it be known that Greg changed his pick.
Correct.
It is known. Don't worry. We're going to hop in our time machine and look way ahead to this Baylor and TCU game. And you go, well, you can pencil that one in for TCU. TCU going to Waco, 11 a.m. Saturday. Baylor, your 2-point favorites.
So it really depends on what you think of how you've played lately, right?
Right.
Because if you believe it's how you've played lately, well, the advantage would be Baylor, right? Being at home, I think they're trending in the positive direction, even though, by the way, S&P Plus thinks that they have tumbled. Like, they have not been impressed with the way that they've been playing.
Honestly, it feels like they're a momentum team. It feels like they play in waves, right? They had that wave going at the end against Iowa State, and it just kind of fell apart with the penalties.
Yeah. But TCU has looked terrible last week against West Virginia. When's the last time they looked good?
Let's see.
The Iowa State win, when Iowa State didn't have the good quarterback?
Tech, maybe?
Tech?
Well, did they look good?
They didn't look. The defense looked good.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is that their defense got torched last week. If their defense is going to start getting torched, that's bad news. Another game, I don't know. This is tough to
Honestly,
call.
I'm going back to Ohio State. That was the last time they
That's probably the last time they looked great.
That's
the last time they looked legitimately good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there's some tailspin factor in this one. I like Baylor in this one. I think Baylor's going to cover the 2 at home. It's a big. Remember when this was a game that had like giant national implications, and now it's like a bowl elimination game?
The Big 12 crumpled up their whole setup to try to get these 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's a bowl elimination game, basically. Right? But Baylor's not bowl eligible, and they finish with Tech.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is basically. Oh, wow. Jeez. I didn't know.
Winner of this game goes bowling, loser probably doesn't. I'm going to go with Baylor at home.
Jesus. Whoever loses this game will says a lot about their season. Like, it's like, okay, Baylor probably trending down. TCU, if they lose, it's okay. The season was worse than we thought. Who's at home? Baylor.
Baylor's at home. That's the only reason I'm doing it.
I gotta pick something different. I'll go TCU. Come on,
okay,
Collins,
there you go.
Get something done.
Good call.
Okay.
What's next, Max?
Sure. This is where we start to have some fun. UTSA at Marshall, 1:30 p.m. Saturday. The Roadrunners, 26-point dogs.
The only reason this gives me any sort of pause is that Marshall has a trash offense.
Yeah.
Very bad offense. Yeah. They can't throw the ball. They can run the ball only fair. That's the only reason this gives me pause. That said, I'm done taking UTSA. I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
Yep.
They burned me too many times. I'm taking Marshall to
Do you
cover
even know
26.
if like are they on their third quarterback? Are they on Bryce Rivers right now?
Who knows? I'm so there's no team that has like crushed my soul more than UTSA this year. I had such high hopes.
I have no. Oh wait.
Saying
Coach
aloud.
Wilson said Gillens is out for the year with an injury, so I think they're on Bryce Rivers. So I'm gonna say they cover.
Wow.
You're saying UTSA does?
I'm saying UTSA covers.
UTSA beats the 26. Okay, I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. I'm taking Marshall plus 20 minus 26.
All right.
What's next, Max?
Texas Tech on the road in Manhattan, 2:30 p.m. Saturday. The Red Raiders only 6-point favorites.
Can I ask why?
I guess on the road.
I guess, but
Wait.
Kansas State
It's bad.
sucks,
Yeah.
guys.
I
Kansas
guess like
State's
it'll be
bad.
cold and it's on the road.
Kansas State barely beat Kansas last week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Is
get
Bowman
it.
playing?
I don't know if Bowman's playing. I don't know if it matters.
I don't think it does.
I don't know if it matters.
Maybe it's just one of those weird end
I'm
of
taking
season
Tech
games.
minus 6, and I'm not even actually going to think all that much about it. That's just like a gut feeling.
I think it has to do. I mean, Kansas State's defense isn't terrible. They're not terrible. They're not great, but
Not great.
they definitely can't put up points.
No, I don't know. I don't get. I
Six
don't get
is-
that line.
6 is really
For example,
weird.
S&P Plus says that Tech's a 15-point favorite.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that this is about historical performance heading north this time
True.
of the season
In Manhattan.
For not just Manhattan.
In
Think
general.
about the Iowa State game
Mhm. That's
last
true.
year. Think about the Tech or the Kansas game 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? They just don't play well in the cold, and I'm wondering if that's all this is.
That might be part of it. I'm not saying that's enough to buy them.
I don't buy it either.
I think I'm going to go
I mean,
Texas.
they barely beat
Yeah.
Kansas at home last week by 4.
Yeah, I like Texas. Oh, I'm sorry, Tech.
Texas Tech, yeah, that's a bad line.
What's next, Max?
Oh-ish. Oh-ish. Texas State at Troy, 2:30 p.m. Saturday. Your Bobcats, 23.5-point dogs.
Here's the problem. Troy's actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
They're real good, yeah.
yeah.
Troy's real good. Troy's entering this game 8-2, and they are especially good. Like they're super balanced. Like they just do kind of everything pretty well, especially throwing the ball and especially stopping the run. Screw it. I'm taking Texas State to cover.
Look at you.
23.5.
Shouldn't have done that.
I was about to say you shouldn't have done that. I'm
Yep.
definitely taking Troy, man.
Are you?
This
Yeah.
Troy team
Dang
is
it. Okay,
really
I'm
good.
switching.
No!
Oh, come
no,
on!
No! No!
If he-
Go
Have a
away!
spine.
Go away!
If
No!
he-
No! Back
God.
off! Back off! This is mine.
Fine, I'm taking Texas State.
Neil Brown's coaching for another job.
I'm doing Texas
He's
State.
gonna get that promotion this year.
Texas State plus 23.5.
Boom!
Let's go.
Let's go. Neil
What's
Brown's gonna be the head coach somewhere in the SEC soon.
What's next, Max?
We start the 4-game stretch. This is a great way to I don't know if we ever had 4.
It's a real flurry.
Also,
this-
we don't even know if Willie Jones is healthy. Sorry.
Right.
Go back.
That's the other part of that. These 4 are so freaking complicated. It's great. First off, UAB at Texas A&M, 6 p.m. Saturday. A&M, 17-point favorites.
Can I be honest?
Mm.
I think this is one of the easiest games to call.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
In
see.
what way?
Yeah.
I think UAB is going to cover that.
See, I think here's the trap that I think we fall into on this show. We spend so much time trying to pay attention to the smaller schools and their conferences
Mm-hmm.
that yes, UAB deserves credit for how good they've been. But they have not. I mean, look, we've agreed that A&M isn't quite as good as we like, but man, they're like
I see.
30th in every S&P category.
I see this as a kind of
And
a
they're
trap.
playing at home.
Yeah.
And I guarantee Jimbo is sitting there going, they've lost one game, guys.
Yeah. Would it shock anyone if you look up at the score and you see 31-10 A&M?
Right. That's kind of what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I think
don't
it's
know, man.
what I'm saying is
The
it's
thing-
tough.
the thing is,
Yeah,
but
I think you automatically want to go UAB covers, and I don't think it's as
I don't
easy.
think it's that easy.
UAB's defense is what makes me think that this game's going to be close.
Okay.
And by close, I mean a 10-point game is what I mean.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. But A&M is at home. But is that worth that much?
I don't know. I mean, look, they haven't played great on the road.
But they're at home.
I'm trying to find
And
out.
That's what I'm
home,
saying,
yeah.
though.
And what's
Is
another
it worth
big
that much?
environment?
Yes,
What's another
probably.
big environment that UAB's played in?
Right.
Like, I'm trying to
Um,
think.
They haven't.
Let's go back to last year. Like I'm
Right.
looking at last
They
year.
haven't. They
and it's like,
went to Louisiana Tech is basically their biggest road.
Here's
road
this. Last year, this is a bad Florida team. Last year they went to Florida, 36-7, lost.
But I also think this team's better. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Florida was bad last year.
I'm gonna go.
Florida lost their coach last year.
Are you changing again?
Yeah,
Oh
I am.
my God.
I am.
Stand your
stand on your
ground.
stand your
No.
ground,
Good
man.
Lord.
I'm a football idiot. Why would I not take advice
And
from
you're
smart
talking to two
football
guys
people?
who never gamble.
Right.
I don't gamble.
Well, yeah, sure, okay, yeah.
This is for entertainment purposes only. What do you think, Ish?
Oh no, A&M's definitely covering this. Like they're like that's easy.
Okay.
I think this is a show off game in front of Kyle Field where it's like, look, Jimbo's fine, A&M's fine. They don't have it's like it's not a finished product yet, but guess what? They're gonna beat good teams at home.
I do like how this is like supposed to be the joke week, like, SoCon Saturday.
Right.
This is a
in
bona
SEC.
fide game.
And
A&M has got the
playing somebody
toughest
really
game of the
Oh,
week.
for
Yeah.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure. What's next, Max?
This one is hilarious. Rice at number 7, LSU, 6:30 p.m. Saturday. The Owls, hoot hoot, 42-point dogs to a team with no offense.
Do you know how hard it is to lose by 42 points?
It's so hard.
I'm gonna
This
look
game's
at this real
in Death Valley. Oh my God.
hold on. I'm gonna look at this real quick.
Short trip at least. Won't have to deal with jet lag.
That's true.
God in heaven. So here's the
It's
thing.
so hard.
Okay,
It's so hard
Let's start
that-
let's start this. Let's start here. Can we agree on this? Rice is probably not scoring more than 10 points. Is that fair? That's fair to say, right?
How? How would they even score that
Right.
many?
I'm saying not more
Right,
than that.
right,
Okay.
right.
Good. So you're asking, can LSU put up
52?
52. Dude, LSU can't score.
42 is a lot, guys. Well, that's why it's a great
Rice's
line. This is why I love
in
this.
Rice's-
I love this.
in Rice's defense, they've only lost by 42 once this season.
Who is that to?
UAB. UAB, they got blanked 42-0, 42-0. Sorry, nil soccer term.
Yeah, there you go.
Mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, 42-0.
Screw it. I'm taking Rice. I'm
Taking-
taking Rice.
All right.
Taking Rice. Rice plus 42.
Oh God. Can Joe Burrow put up
I just don't think they can score enough. That's the biggest thing.
42-point win margin?
But Rice's defense is bad.
It's very bad.
Gonna laugh when this one is 49-6.
Yep. Oh, I mean, that's the thing. It's
Oh,
going to be
that's
something
definitely
like
right.
spot on
Yeah.
that. Like, I think Vegas has this exactly right, which is the
Yeah.
problem.
Or like,
Send out a plea
Plus minus 2.
to Mike
Yeah.
Bloomgren.
Yeah.
To Mike Bloomgren.
yeah.
I'm taking you.
Lay it all out
Don't
there.
do this.
Lay
Don't-
it all out there.
Don't let me regret this.
Onside kicks,
I'm saying you
craziness.
guys don't get blown out,
Yes. Rice.
please.
Hoot hoot. What's next, Max?
Another really tough one to call. UTEP at Western Kentucky, 6:30 p.m. Saturday. The Miners, only 7-point dogs. Vegas notice they're getting better.
That's the thing. They've noticed, and they've noticed that the way they do it. Well, two things. First of all, Western Kentucky is not the Western Kentucky you remember. This is a trash Western Kentucky team. And UTEP, they have an identity, and that identity is we're going to muck it up. We're going to make it real gross for you. Western Kentucky can't score. And they by the way, they have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight. I think they win. I think UTEP keeps it within a touchdown. I'm going to take UTEP plus 7 in this one. I have taken all but one Texas team.
Yeah, no.
You like
Western
Western
Kentucky.
Kentucky? I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think they're
I
trending.
mean, they're not
lower.
great.
I think
trust me.
I think UTEP's trending up. I think Western Kentucky's trending down.
Fair enough.
Finally, Max.
Game of the weekend, boys.
Woo-wee.
My number 16 Iowa State Cyclones
Whoosh.
coming down to DKR Memorial Stadium. Take on the number 15 Texas Longhorns. 7 p.m. Saturday. The Horns, 2.5-point favorites. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
I don't
roll,
know.
baby.
I don't know. So the real matchup here is going to be
Tom Herman against his record as a favorite.
Tom Herman against his record as a favorite.
Great quarter.
Texas's secondary against those kind of towers on the outside for Iowa State.
Yeah, this is a fun
Like
quarterback matchup.
Hakeem Butler and company.
Yeah.
I think that there's actually for all we've talked about, if you haven't paid a ton of attention to Texas recently, their offense has gotten a lot better.
Mhm.
I think their offense has really found a groove. I don't know. I think being at home helps. I'm gonna take the Longhorns. I'm taking.
I
Texas.
mean, that's basically what Vegas is saying.
I'm taking Texas.
They're saying Texas at home, 2.5
Texas
points.
at home by a field goal sounds exactly right. I think they're on the 3-point side of that 2.5. I'm going to take Texas minus 2.5.
Man, this one's tough. This is gonna be a fun game.
It'll be a great game. This is like, man, Longhorn Network got this one, and I'm sure that the Big 12 was like, okay, but fine, but you got to pick a game against, like, you can't have the Oklahoma game.
Right.
They're like, cool, we'll just take Iowa State, and now it's like a top 16 matchup.
Yeah.
Right. Hoo-wee.
Do the safe thing. It's all right. You can take Texas at home. It's all right. It's all right.
No, I'm with you, Max.
Taking Iowa
I'm
State.
going with you.
Hey,
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
hey,
Let's do
this isn't a logic thing for me, man.
No, I'm going.
Montgomery's not going to play in the first half. That's the other thing.
That's
He's-
true.
He's suspended for the
That's
first half
true.
after the
That's
Baylor
right.
game.
So what
now,
if it's like 34-0?
now I
in the
think
first? It
I
won't be,
think I think the casual fan overstates his importance because the real star of the team now is
Brock
Purdy is the quarterback. But they're not the same without
but
Montgomery.
no, they're not. They
But
need
he
the
will be
balance.
back. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
He will in the second half.
And if you
The
worry
big thing
about,
is- the
and
big-
if there's one thing about Texas this year, it's holding on to that lead in the second half.
yeah,
Hasn't been going
That's
so
true.
well.
That's true.
So I've got Houston minus 10 at home against Tulane. I've got North Texas minus 3.5 at home against Florida Atlantic. I've got Memphis or SMU minus SMU plus 8.5 at home against Memphis. I got Baylor minus 2 at home against TCU. Marshall minus 26 at home against UTSA. I like Texas Tech minus 6 at Kansas State. I like Texas State plus 23.5 at Troy. I like A&M minus 17 at home against UAB. I like Rice plus 42 at LSU. I like UTEP plus 7 at Western Kentucky. And I like Texas minus 2.5 at home against Iowa State.